We want to look at mathematics syllabus A, ZIMSEC. So we have paper 2, specimen, additional. Okay, so we are given evaluate each of the following when A is equals to 1, B is equals to minus 2, and C is equals to 3. So I want to find, so A, the value of A is equals to 1. The value of B is equals to -2. The value of C is equals to 3. And we are asked to find A plus B plus what? Plus C. That's our question number 1, which carries 2 marks. So the value of A is what? Is 1. Then plus the value of B, that's negative what? -2. Plus the value of C is what? Is 3. So 1 plus in the minus is a what? The minus plus what? Plus 3. So 1 minus 2, you get minus what? Minus 1 plus what? Plus 3. So minus 1 plus 3, you get positive what? You get positive 2. Or you can say minus 2 plus 3, you get positive 1 plus what? Plus 1. Okay, so that's the value of what? Of A plus B plus C. So part B of the equation, you have to find A squared minus B. Okay, that's our A squared minus B. The value of A, remember, is 1, so it's going to be 1 squared minus B is negative what? -2. So 1 squared is 1. 1 times 1, you get 1. Minus in the minus, you get what? Positive what? Positive 2. 1 plus 2, what do we get? We do get what? 3. So that's A squared minus B. Okay. Another one. Express 5 over x minus 2 plus 1 over 3 as a single fraction in its lowest term. So 5 over x minus 2 plus 1 over what? 1 over 3 is a single fraction in its lowest term. So these are unknown denominators. We are going to write them all. X minus 2 and what? And 3. Okay, so x minus 2 into x minus 2, that's 1. So we are left with what? The other LCM, which is 3. So we're going to multiply 5 multiplied by what? By 3 plus 3 into 3, that's 1. There's another LCM here, our denominator, which is x minus 2. We're going to multiply x minus 2 with what? With 1. So we're going to say 1 multiplied by x minus what? Minus 2. So 5 times 3, it will get 15 plus 1 times x, that's 1x, or x. 1 times minus 2, that's minus 2 all over x minus 2 and 3. Okay, so 15 minus 2, we get what? We get 13, right? Plus what? Plus x all over x minus 2 and what? And 3. That's our final answer. Are we together? Okay, so we ask you to solve equation x squared minus 7x plus 10 is equals to 0. Okay, so let's solve it right here. So we are going to take the first and the what? And the last one. We're going to multiply to get 10x squared. So we want two factors that you can multiply to get what? To get 10. So these factors, we have 1 and 10. You can multiply 1 and 10 to get 10. We have 2 and what? 2 and 5. You can still get what? 10. So among these two factors that we have listed right here, so we want factors that if we multiply we get 10, and if you add we get negative what? Negative 7. So we can take 2 and what? 25, and it will be negative 2 and negative what? Negative 5. Negative 2, negative 2 times negative 5, we get positive what? Positive 10. Then negative 2 plus negative 5, we do get a negative 7. So this one is product and sum. Product and sum. So product is to multiply, sum is to add. That's another form of what? Factorization. So it's now equation of what? Product and what? And sum. So we find our two factors which are negative 2 and negative 5. So we can create our two brackets here. So the first one will be x minus what? Minus 2, this first factor. Then the other one, x minus what? Minus 5 is equals to what? Is equals to 0. So it will be x minus 2 is equals to 0, and x minus 5 is equals to 0. So it will be x is equals to 0 plus what? Plus 2, and x is equals to what? X is equals to 2, and this side x is equals to 0. To this side, negative 5 to this side is now positive what? 5, and x is equals to what? X is equals to 5. That's our true answer. So we've managed to solve this equation right here of product and the sum. Are we together, guys? So let's go to question number 2. Right, so we had question number 2. We say find the highest common factor HCA of 3 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 2 times 11 to the power of 2, then 3 times 5 to the power of 4 times 11, then 3 to the power of 2 times 5 to the power of 2 times 11 to the power of 3, leaving answer in index form. So this question right here, it carries 2 good marks. Okay, so let's try to what? To find the HCF. Right, so HCF, HCF, these are very important notes, right? HCF comes from common what? Common basis with the lowest, or some would say with the least lowest index power. Lowest index power. So common basis. 3 is common right here. So I want to find the HCF. Okay. 3 is common right here. And with lowest power, it is 3. 5 is common, and with lowest power, it's 5 to the power of 2. 11 is common with lowest power, 11 to the 11, right? Okay, so 3 is common with lowest power, it is 3, just like that, multiply by 5 is common with lowest power, it is 5 raised to the power of what? To the power of 2, multiply by 11 is common with lowest power, just 11. That's our HCF. Remember the question says that leaving answer in what? In index form. Leaving answer in index form. So you leave our number in what? In index form. So let's say, what if you ask to find LCM? Right, let's say you ask to find LCM. Right, so LCM comes from all bases with the highest power. So we're going to take 3 with the highest power is 3 multiplied by 5 with the highest power, 4, and 11 with the highest power, 11 raised to the power of what? Raised to the power of 3. That would be our LCM. Are we together? So question number 11b says express 108 and what? 108 and 108, 216, 648 as product of its prime factors. This one is very simple. So the first stage, express as product of its prime factors of 2, 16 with 648. 648. Okay, so we want to express these numbers as product of its prime factors. Okay, so you can take 2 here. 2 into 10, that's 5. 2 into 8, that will be 4. 2 into 5, that's 2. Remainder 1. Into 14, we do get 7. Then 3 into 27, we get 9. And 3 into 9, we get 3. And 3 into 3, we get 1. So get 2. Our main 2, 0, and 2. So it's now 2 to the power of what? 2. And we have 3 to the power of, I mean, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. And 3 raised to the power of what? Of 3. Okay, so let's break 216 as product of its prime factors. 2 into 2, that's 1. Into 16, that's 0. So into 1, that's 0. Now into 16, that's 8. Okay, and now 2 into 10, we get 5. And 2 into 8, we get what? We get 4. And 2 into 5, we get 2. Remainder 1 into 14, we get 7. And 3 into 27, we get 9. And 3 into 9, we get 3. And 3 into 3, we get 1. So this one is product of its prime factors. It's 2. Our main 2s, there are 3 of them times 3. So we have 3 of them. So this one is 108, and this one is 216. Okay, let's now express 648 as a product of its prime factors. So we can take 2 into 6, that's 3 into 4, that's 2 into 8, that's 4. 2 can still get in. 2 into 3, that's 1. Remainder 1. Into 12, that's 6. Into 4, that's 2. And 2 into 16, we do get 8. And 2 into 2, we get what? 1. So 3 can still get in. 3 into 6, that's 2. Remainder 2. Into 21, that's 7. Then 3 into 27, we get what? We get 9. And 3 into 9, we get 3. And 3 into 3, we get 1. So 2's are 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 to the power of 3 times number of 3 is here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3 raised to the power of what? Of 4 is equals to 6 forward 48. Okay, so the first part here is complete. Express 108, 216, 648 as product of its prime factors. So these are the product of its what? Prime factors right here. Okay, then part 2 of the question, find the lowest common multiple of 108, 216, and 648. Okay, so want to find the lowest common what? Multiple. So lowest common multiple, guys, is same as the denominator. So LCM, like I said earlier on, LCM comes from all different bases with the highest power. So 2 with the highest power is 2 to the power of 3 times 3 with the highest power is 3 to the power of what? 3 to the power of 4. Are we together? So we can still get what? 6 forward 648. That's our LCM of these numbers, LCM comes from all bases with the highest power. 2 with the highest power is 2 to the power of 3. 3 with the highest power, 3 to the power of what? 3 to the power of 4. So 2 to the power of 3, that's 8. Then 3 to the power of 4, that's 81. So 8 times 81, we get what? 648. That's our LCM. Okay, so part C of the equation, find the HCF. Find the HCF of 24x squared, y to the power of 3, and 36 to the power of 3, y to the power of 2. So let's find the highest common factor. So HCF of 24x squared y cubed and 36x cubed y squared. Okay, so right here. So the first stage, guys, is to break your number its product of its prime factors. So let's break 24. 2 into 24, you get 12, and 2 into 12, you get 6, and 2 into 6, we get what? 3, and 3 into 3, we get 1. So we have 2 to the power of 3 times what? Times 3, 24, right? And x squared, so we have x squared and y cubed. Okay, so let's break 36 as product of its prime factors. 36 right here, so 2, I believe, get what? 18. Into 18, you get 9. 3 into 9, you get 3. And 3 into 3, you get 1. So you have 2 raised to the power of 2 times 3 raised to the power of 2. That's 36 times, if x to the power of 3 and y to the power of what? Y to the power of 2. Okay, so HCF comes from common basis with the lowest index power. 2 is common, with lowest power is 2 to the power of 2 times 3 is common, with lowest power is just 3 times x is common, with the lowest power is x squared. Y is common, with lowest power is y squared. So 2 to the power of 2, we get 4. So 4, 2 to the power of 2, we get what? We get 4. 4 times 3, we do get what? 12. So 12x squared y squared is our highest common factor. Okay, then item 2 of the equation say find the lowest common multiple of these same numbers. So LCM is simple. LCM comes from all different bases. Comes from all different bases with what? With highest power. So LCM. Okay, so can take 2. 2 with highest power is 3 times 3 with highest power. That's 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by x with highest power, x to the power of 3, and y with highest power is y to the power of 3. So 2 to the power of 3, we do get 8. 2 times 2, that's 4. Times 2, that's 8. Times 3 to the power of 2, we get 9. Then x to the power of 3, y to the power of 3. 9 times 8, 9 times 8, you get what? 70 what? 72 x to the power of 3, y to the power of 3. That's our LCM. So LCM comes from all bases with highest power. Okay, so let's go to the other side. Okay, so we have question number 3 is on bearing. Okay, question number 3 is on bearing. The diagram below shows 3 points A, B, C on level ground. B is on a bearing of north 30 degrees east. That's here, north 30 degrees going what? going east. Okay, from point A and A, B, C is equals to 45 degrees. Then the question is here, says state the three figure bearing of B from what? B from A. Okay, so I have reproduced this word, this question paper, this question here. Okay, so it says state the three figure bearing of B from. The most important word on bearing is the word from. From what? From A, right? From A. So this one is our north. So the most important word is the word from A. So A is right here. So the bearing of B from A, it is 30 degrees. But the question says three figure bearing. So our answer will be 0, 3, 0. That's the three figure bearing of B, but from point what? From point A. Okay, so part B of the question, find the bearing of A from what? From B. Now the bearing of A from B. So from what? From B, this point right here. Okay, so it's simple. We have what we call quadrant right here. So that's north, that's east, that's west and south. So the first quadrant ranges from 0 to 90 degrees. Then the second quadrant is 91 to 180. The third quadrant is 181 to 270. Then the last quadrant, the fourth quadrant, ranges from 271 to 360 what? 60 degrees. Okay, so I want to find the number of degrees right here. We're going to say this whole part right here is, it adds up to 90 degrees. So 90 minus 30, we do get what? We do get 60. Then there is what we call Z angles, right? So this angle right here is the same as this angle right here. So this part right here is 30 degrees. Our Z, right, to this side. So this one is 30 and this also is 30. So I want to find the number of degrees right here. Right here is what? If you subtract 45 and 30, we get what? 15 degrees. So I asked to find, remember, bearing of A from what? From B. So we're going to move from B going clockwise. Bearing, we move clockwise direction from north going clockwise direction. So we move from north going clockwise direction. So this one right here, there is 90. There is also another 90 right here. So 90 plus 90 plus 30, that is here, right? 90 and 90 and 30. That's the bearing of what? A from B. We're going to say 90 plus 90 plus what? Plus 30. So 180 plus 30, I believe we get 2 what? 210 degrees. That's the bearing of A from B. Okay, so now let's look at bearing of B from C. The most important word is the word from. So I'm moving from what? From C. Okay, so this part is 15. This part is 15 from this point to this point, and this whole part here is 90 degrees. So we're going to say 90 minus what? Minus 15. 90 minus 15, what do we get? 90 minus 15, I believe we get what? We get 75. So we have another Z angle right here. So this part right here is 75 degrees and this one is 15 degrees. So that's our compass: north, east, west, south, all right, and so on. So we want to find the bearing of B from what? From B from C. So C is right here. We count from north going clockwise to this point here. So it's 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 75. So it's 270, right? 90 plus 90 plus 90, that's 270. We're going to say 270 plus what? Plus 75, right here. So 0 plus 5, that's 5. 7 plus 7, that's 14. 14 carry what? Carry 1. So we do get 45 degrees. That's the bearing of B from A. Are we together? That's the bearing of B from what? From A. So now let's look at question number C. Two similar cuboids, corresponding sides in the ratio 4:6, express in its simplest form the ratios of 4:3. Two similar cuboids have corresponding sides in the ratio 4:6, express the ratio in its simplest form. Okay, so I want to express 4:6 in its simplest form. So we can divide here with the 2 and the 2 both sides. So the ratio in simplest form, 2 into 4, we do get 2 to 2 into 6, we get 3. So that's the ratios in its what? In its simplest form. Okay, so find the ratios of the volumes, right? So item 2, ratios in what? In volumes. Okay, so the first ratio that we are given, 4:6, it is known as scale factor. Okay, and scale factor is used to find the area factor and the volume factor. So we simplify it to its lowest term. It's now 2s to what? 2s to 3. That's our scale factor. So I want to find the volume factor. Volume factor is equals to scale factor cubed, right? Volume factor is equal to scale factor square cubed. Then area factor, just in case you're asked to find area factor, it's scale factor squared. Okay, so volume factor we're going to square 2, sorry, we're going to cube 2 cubed is to 3 what? 3 cubed. So we do get 8:27. That's the ratio of their volume. Okay, then item 3 of the question, if the volume of the larger cuboid is 81 cubic centimeters, find the volume of the smaller one. Okay, so remember this one here is our volume factor. So the larger one is represented by 27. So 27, if 27, we get 81 centimeter cube. The smaller one is what? Is 8. Are we going to get more or less? We are going to get what? Less. So we're going to get, say, 8 over what? 27 multiplied by what?